Hi. We have it. You all look good.
Hi, Deborah.
You look beautiful. Yes, I love it. Oh, yes. In fact, isn't that the fabric that I have for the outfit that you gave me, the hat and the
yes. I'll put it on so you can remember.
Yes, I do. In fact, I had that on in Jamaica. I love that little skirt. It's so cute. You know, I love it. Whose head is that right there? I see a head.
Yes. That's George.
Hey, George. Oh, hi, George. Hi. Hey, how are you? Oh, my goodness.
I see plenty of people. See, this is what I'm talking about. They're dropping in from across the diaspora. And that's the thing. We never know who's coming. And we love that. And we're coming with all flavors. And you're bringing a whole nother aspect.
No, this is lovely. You have no idea because as you know, and we're going to start in one minute. But as you know, we normally do our Remembrance program. We've been doing it in Charleston for 23 years, but it had been going on in New York prior to that. So that's honoring our ancestors who perished during the Middle Passage. We wanted to kind of just do something as a tribute. You know, you've been to at least one of them. While one of the times it's grown considerably since you were here, so it's really a big program now. And so we decided to do with Brenda, because she can do that, this virtual Sankofa, because Brenda does a lot of traveling, and I wanted to do more. Now, I mean, I'm retired. I want to like travel, but now I'm stuck in the house. I can't even go outside. So
we're all stuck in the houses. We're here in the kitchen. This is the best time to be in the kitchen because the kids have had lunch. They're all upstairs. So the house is the kitchen right now.
I got you. So, so I'm sad that I didn't make it to Nigeria yet, but hopefully I will. You know, before.
You will.
Oh, you will.
I'm hoping. So it's so good to see you. So we're going to get started right now so we can move this along. Greetings, everybody. We are very happy to have with us, direct from Lagos, Nigeria, Isaac and Nneka Moses, the founder of Goge Africa. How are you today?
Hello. Hi, everybody there. We're good.
Good. How's Nigeria? How's Nigeria today?
Nigeria, the weather is good as always. It's hot. For the most part, some people are home observing the stay home, stay safe.
Yeah.
And those that are on the street are trying to observe the social distancing rule. I think it's physical distancing rule. So, well, otherwise, everything is okay, and we're praying that COVID-19, coronavirus, goes away.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we're all playing safe.
Yeah, we are as well. Okay, so let's get right into it. Tell us, what is Goge Africa? When was it founded? Your purpose, your mission? What are some of the components of Goge Africa?
Oh, yes. Goge Africa was founded in the year 1999. And it means that instrument with a calabash at the base and a string attached to it, which if you string it, it will produce beautiful melodious sound. Now that's called Goge in Hausa language, one of the predominant language in Nigeria. So we chose Goge because Hausa language is spoken almost all over Africa. So we decided to use it as a name of the program, meaning to launder the image of Africa.
So like he said, Goge has two meanings.
Yes.
One, it's a musical instrument.
Yes.
Two, it has the power to connect the players and the listeners.
Right.
Then three, Goge means to wipe. Goge, kagoge,
to clean.
So we were using the Goge program to clean the image of Africa in Africa and in the diaspora. So that's what that is about. And yes, we started it in 1999. It was registered officially in 1999.
Yes.
But from the get-go, once we got married in 1997, we decided to do something together. And we were in the village. It was the burial of Isaac's uncle. Yeah. So we noticed that I was cooking in the kitchen with other young wives. This was like over 20-something years ago.
That's right.
And there's what we call itupe. It's a cultural thing. When a man dies, the women that are married to that family, they come out and perform this kind of dance that there is no music to it, but you speak and you dance and you kind of, it's amazing. Once that starts, people come out, whatever you're doing, you drop it, you come and watch. So after watching that, I said to Isaac, we need to do something about these cultural dances and things about our culture. At the time, Isaac already had conceptualized Music Africa. That was what we wanted to do with Goge Africa. We called it Music Africa.
Because we had originally intended to run it on radio.
Yes.
And Nneka said, look, why don't we do this on TV so that we can show the beautiful colors of Africa, the beautiful costumes, the music, the people,
food, the festivals.
Food. Exactly. And then the cultural dance. So we decided, okay, all right, let's give it a shot, see how it comes out on TV. And
so the inspiration of that burial ceremony was what now led us to say, you know what, we need to put this on TV. So we started with Goge Africa. We found a name that best fits it instead of Music Africa. And then we now started with collecting footage from different cultures in Nigeria. Then we ventured into Benin Republic.
Then Togo, then
Ghana, and then we started going all over Africa.
Wow, that's and the diaspora, because that's where I met you when you came into the United States. Yeah, which was
so. When we say Goge Africa started in 1999, what we mean is that it went on TV October 1st, 1999. But prior to that, the year before, we were busy collecting footage and trying to put the program together. So yeah.
So
that's started, yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've read that somewhere that Goge Africa has been transmitted to about 30 television stations and has been viewed by over 40 million people worldwide, making it a landmark TV program offering. With those very unique perspectives on African history, tradition, and culture. How did you make that happen? I mean, that's amazing.
Okay, well, we didn't make it happen; it just happened.
Okay,
but let me explain. At the time when we started Goge Africa, I think I can safely say that there isn't anything like Goge Africa on Nigerian TV, and Nigeria is the most populous Black nation. And having that population that we keyed into it, we took our content to the national TV and they loved it. They took it on. Then the private TV stations in Nigeria also wanted the content. But of course, they were not willing to pay for it. But we were willing to just let people hear us and see what we have to offer.
That's right.
So once we went on air in Nigeria, it was easy for other African countries to want to come on board. And then we had OBE TV in London. We had a few stations. There was even this TV station in American Virgin Islands. I've forgotten what it's called. Who acquired the program at those early times. And there's the TV channel in South Africa.
Yes.
Who also
acquired the program.
Then
so Ethiopian television also acquired it.
So the point is that we came up with a concept that was not very common at the time. Nobody was really interested in promoting the varied cultures of Africa, packaging cultural dances as if it were musical video, and going to the deep parts of the continent, the villages, because we saw that people were very interested in the city life and all of that. But we felt that even our village stories were worth telling. So we went to the villages, brought out our real culture, our real people. You go to Ndebele, people, who would do stuff like this that ordinarily you wouldn't see in the city. So these things interested us, and we wanted the world to see Africa in a different light. We're not the dark continent. We're not fetish. We are the original people. I mean, we're the people of the continent that gave birth to the rest of the continents. So we felt that we needed to let people know our story, our history, our heritage, because we are ultimately proud of who we are.
And as the program continued on TV, people from different parts of Africa now began to invite us to their festivals. When they have festivals, they invite us because they see other festivals on the show that we air on the TV stations in their local community. So they get to invite us, and that's how we get invited here and there. But it was just, we enjoy doing what we do.
And we still enjoy doing
what we do. So,
and for the fact that a lot of brands saw that people are kind of keen into the program, and the program was usually shown prime time on TV, then you find people like, I mean, thanks to the internet, that's one good thing the internet did and is still doing. We got people from Ethiopia writing us saying, oh, you guys say you're promoting Africa. How come you're not doing anything about Ethiopia? Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized.
That's right.
And we have rich history. We have this. So they invited us to come to Ethiopia. Then we said to them, we are willing to come, but how do we get there? We don't have money to bring us to that place. And you guys, I don't know if you're willing to pay for the logistics. So he said to us, give us your names. We'll take you to Ethiopian Airlines. And they will bring you. So that's when the partnership with Ethiopian Airlines started. And that was way back in maybe year 2002 or thereabout.
And as a matter of fact, all the time, Deborah, if you recall, when we came to Charleston, the Moja Arts Festival, it was Lufthansa German airline that brought us. So we started getting advertising revenues from the program because most of the TV stations that were showing it weren't paying for it. Yes. But advertising revenue was sort of sustaining the program. So, and then you have big brands like Lufthansa, Ethiopian Airline, and other brands willing to partner with us, and we're able to travel to different parts of the world where you have African festivals.
And it's actually very interesting the way that big brands come on Goge Africa. It's not like we write them letters or so, for Lufthansa, a guy in Benin Republic, Fanik Marie Veger, he lives in Berlin. He invited us and said to us, come and see what we have in Benin. So we went. At the end of it, he took the footage to Berlin. And when the city of Berlin saw that, they invited us to come and cover a very big cultural festival.
Carnival de
Culture. So we were there to cover the African stage, to showcase what Africa has to showcase in Europe. So when we went to buy the ticket for this travel in Lufthansa office in Lagos, I was on the queue with Isaac. Then you have to queue. It's usually a long queue. So we've been there for like hours. And this little lady came and said, oh, don't I know you? So I said, from where? She said, you're the culture lady on TV. What are you doing in my office? I said, well, we're going for Carnival de Couture in Berlin, and we're here to buy tickets. He said, wow, you want to go to Germany and you want to fly Lufthansa? I'm like, yes. I mean, what other airline to fly since I'm going to Germany? So he said, you know what? Come with me. Let's go to my office. So I didn't want to lose my space on that queue. So I said to Isaac, you know what? You take my space. Let me go up with her. I went upstairs and she just took the names of people that are going. Then we were just the four of us, myself, Isaac, the camera person, and the production person. So he took our names and wrote the tickets, gave it to me immediately. I'm like, so where do I pay? She said, no, please. Just mention that Lufthansa took you there. And that blew my mind. Yeah. That was the beginning of the relationship with Lufthansa Airline.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So where were we?
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect because that gives an idea of how to really work a business or develop these relationships to
get around.
To get around these things. This is
I want to grow up to be like you.
Yeah, Brenda.
I'm still growing.
We're still growing.
No, but I also know it's the partnership that makes it even better.
I think so too. I believe so because
right.
From my experience, both of us have a synergy that works. And with this kind of synergy and the passion that drives us, and of course, I believe our ancestors have got this blessing that they've placed upon us and say, you, my children, you go. Preach the gospel of Africa to the rest of the world. So I believe that. I believe it strongly. I mean, both of us, ask Deborah and anybody that has ever met us at home on the continent.
20 years of travel and counting. 20 years of promoting tourism in Africa and diaspora. Over 3 million kilometers traveled. Over 30 African countries visited. Explored the diaspora in 4 continents. Connected over 100,000 happy tourists to Africa. Reached over 15 million homes. Igniting smiles across Africa and beyond. As Goge Africa turns 20, we thank you and invite you to join us in the quest for 20 must-visit destinations in partnerships with the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA, Ministry of Information and Culture, Ministry of Transportation, Studio 24, Delta Airline, Tour Brokers International. You too can still be a partner. Call the numbers on your screen or info@gogeafrica.tv. Goge Africa, celebrating 2 decades of heritage, travel and tourism.
Africa as a destination has not been properly explored by us Africans. And that's the reason Goge Africa is showing the tourism potential of Africa to other Africans. So they can see what Africa has to offer, and not just when you plan on going on holiday, the first place that comes to your mind is either Paris or London or America or, so by the time we started showing the beautiful beaches of Africa, the beautiful people, the dance, the festivals, the cultures, and other African communities
started visiting each other. And the sad part for me is, in Africa, we get more foreigners. When I say foreigners, I'm talking about the Caucasians, whether they're in Europe or in America. You get white people, Asians, you get more of them visiting Africa and tapping into what Africa has to offer. I don't see enough Africans that are out of the continent visiting. I mean, people like you and Deborah. I don't see enough of you coming into Africa. You guys should visit more. I don't see enough people from the Caribbean coming into Africa. I mean, Caribbean is like 9 hours away from West Africa. But if I want to go to Barbados, first I need to fly into America or Europe to connect. Those things are barriers that have been created that are there, but that should not be there. So I think more African Americans and the diaspora community should visit Africa the more. I mean, Deborah, we spent a whole lot of years coming to connect with the diaspora. You can testify to that. Each time we have the opportunity to travel, we want to go to where the diaspora communities are, to preach the gospel of Africa, to tell them that, see, this is who we are. Come home, let's bond, let's connect. We should trade with each other. We should connect. There's so many ways. As a matter
of fact, the first episode we did in Charleston, I mean, Deborah was like, she was
part of it.
Oh yeah, she was a resource person on that episode which we did in Oyo 20 Village, and then Pen Center,
then the basket weaving culture,
exactly, in Charleston.
In fact, when people back home at Maryland, not too far from my house, they look the same.
Yes, because the women under the bridge, you have women who also weave baskets.
Yes, and they look the same.
Exactly, same way.
Yes, so there's so much that connects us. Just the water that divides us. Other than that, there's so much that connects us. Most of the projects we've done with people from outside of the continent, you get people like the museum in New York, the Santa Cruz University.
Yes.
Okay.
In LA.
Yes, in LA, we got. There was these 2 professors, the white professors from these universities, who came to collaborate with us to do a research on African history and also Ella Natsi, the artist.
Professor Ella Natsi here in Nigeria.
And they later brought us to their university to deliver lectures on African culture and all of that. But I was wondering, don't we have Black professors? Why don't they come to Africa to do stuff like this with us? Oh my.
It's honestly. You know?
It's loaded. There are those in academic settings that make these trips. I can legitimately say, okay, 2.5 years of school. Didn't graduate, didn't have the degree. So me, it'd have to be the solo mission, because I know there's no way I can touch the continent. No, you know what? I literally think you probably need to see me to say this one. I get
Uh-oh, she's getting back on camera.
There is no way that I can touch the continent and just touch one country. It's not happening. I can't do the 2-week thing. It's not going to happen. I've gone to Ecuador. Just as you're saying, the issue of connecting the diaspora and visiting our country. Yeah, because the ship ran aground in the 1500s. You know, home of marimba, Papa Roncon and Petita Pama Pinheiro. But those African, you can look at them and like, whoo, you have not been diluted. When you Esmeraldas in the top, just stay in the top of South America, and you go into Bourbon and Salva Alegre and Sua. Oh, you are 100% African DNA. You have not been tapped. And each of those trips, those are 2 months at a pop. I hadn't gone back to Jamaica in 21 years. I ended up going back 3 times in 1 year for a total of 7 months. So there's no way I would touch the continent in 2 weeks. Oh no. I came back with 2 terabytes of stuff from the 3rd trip in Jamaica. So I would think I'm coming in with hard drives. Forget me, I'm coming with hard drives, memory cards. Anybody else, what other board remember walk through?
Listen, when you come to Africa, I advise you do like 4 or 5 countries before you leave. And then Goge Africa Travel Club is a great partner for that, because we always know where to go, what's happening, and then we give you a whole rounded experience. The kind of experience you get in Goge Africa Travel Club is the one that you can get from no other, because we've done it, we've been there, and we have the contacts and network. And we're doing it. And we're still doing it.
So tell us a little bit about Goge Africa Travel Club. When did that begin, and how do you?
Okay, Goge Africa Travel Club kind of like formed itself before we knew it. When we started traveling on our own and doing the stuff we do, people started coming to us to take them with us. And we started doing that for individuals, but we started it first with big companies who said to us, could you arrange this tour? We started with HP, Hewlett Packard. We had about 100 people, took them from Lagos, Nigeria, to Benin Republic. Then the next time we took them to Sao Tome and Principe, the beautiful island of Sao Tome. Then we took Unilever, we took some lawyer group, and so on and so on. So what happened is, over time, a lot of people that have traveled with Goge Africa decided that why don't you do group travels? So we now put together travels sometimes twice a year, sometimes 4 times in a year. Sometimes we wrap it around cultural festivals within and around Nigeria and the continent. And we put the word out there. So once you register, you want to go to this festival with us, you register, a group of people will come together, sometimes 50 or more. We now take them to different events and different places. That's how the club started. So, and the club is now in existence since about, I don't know how many years. So it's still there and it's ongoing. So we have a WhatsApp group and people just join and people make suggestions. Oh, I saw this, can we go there? And we'll pull it together for them using our own network, and people will know all over. Make sure we get the best rates for them. And then they travel. And sometimes Isaac and Nneka, me, moi, and him travel with them. We have certain trips that we are always part of. And some of the trips we are not part of it. But some of it, once we are available, we try to travel with them so that they can leverage on our presence and their network.
So Goge Africa has been operating for over 20 years. What is the sustaining force behind Goge Africa? That's me.
Oh, yeah, that's you.
That's me. Out of hiding.
Oh, yeah. No, Goge Africa has been sustained over the years by the zeal, the enthusiasm we have to promote Africa, and the fact that we enjoy what we do. It's not without challenges. Because we just enjoyed, and we kept getting different goodwill from different brands and people. You see communities who would invite us. As a matter of fact, in the year 2006, the Jaja of Opobo, for 23 years, there was kingship tussle there. There was no king. So they were going to court almost every month for 23 years until a king was chosen. Now, when that king was chosen and the coronation was to take place, we heard it was happening. But we didn't. It was the holiday time. Our camera crew have all gone back home. We didn't know what to expect. It was an island. And then we got to this place. Somebody said, "Oh, look at these Goge people. Where are you?" So we don't know where we're staying. There is no hotel in the community. And the indigenous of the community, they come back home and they come back via the water because there's no road to the place. So whoever is coming to the island has to come by the water, or except we want to fly in a helicopter. So we got to this community, first time, not knowing anyone. And different families were willing to host us. So there, we covered the program, the coronation of the Jaja of Opobo, and it was a huge festival. All the members, sons and daughters of that community were coming from the diaspora, from different parts of the world to witness, since 23 years, the absence of kingship. And now there's one. So Goge Africa started growing with all that such...
so what he's trying to say is that we've been sustained first, because the program is on TV.
Yes.
It's easy for us to go somewhere and be recognized and be accepted easily. So that's one sustaining factor. But for me personally, I think the biggest sustaining factor is Isaac. I tell you why it's him. You see, African men have got this ego around them. But he does not put up airs. He does not have that kind of
ego. Did you say ego?
Yes. Yes. Yes, African men have got that.
It's an African thing, Deborah.
I don't know.
We all have egos.
Even my brothers in diaspora have got it.
Yes.
So now, but Isaac is not that kind of a man that comes out with that kind of character, okay?
Right,
he's very down to earth. He's very understanding. When he feels that, okay, I don't know this, he gives me a chance. It's not every African man that will want his wife on TV with him. But Isaac gave me that chance. I said, girl, you can do it. Let's do this together. So that trust that we have for each other, the mutual respect that we have for each other, and then together we have the same passion and drive to promote Africa. Yeah. These are the baseline, the things that are there, like the roots of Goge Africa. That is where Goge is sprouting from, and that's why it's standing firm. Because if we're just business partners and we don't kind of mutually respect each other and believe in what we do, this program would have stopped, because the moment we fall apart, the program falls apart.
Yes, ego would begin
when you call Goge Africa to come to an event, you're expecting to see Isaac and Nneka. So there is no way Goge Africa would have grown to the level it is today if it wasn't for the founding seed, the founding roots. And I think it stems from him having his proper head on his proper shoulders.
That's
well,
y'all making my eyes leak with this love story. Okay, we gotta go just a little bit. Well, it's still all one. It's black love. How and when did you meet?
Well, how and when did we meet?
How did we meet?
You see that smile that happened?
I know. I love it.
Come on.
Actually, you know, I was
we met in 1996.
Yes, on the set of a movie.
No, 1996.
Yeah, 96. On the set of a movie. It was there was this movie then called Love in Vendetta. And you know, Nigeria is famed for Nollywood, you know, one of the biggest producers of African movies. Yeah. You know, so I was one of the pioneers of Nollywood. So there was this audition for a movie. I attended the audition, and I kind of got a part. I got a part in the movie, and then she was supposed to play my girlfriend in the movie. So she was my girlfriend in the movie. Now this is make believe, but I took it a notch further after the film, and
hey, you took it a notch further even before the film rolled. See what happened. Now, come on, what? the producers of the movie are my friends, so they got me involved to supply costume for the movie. And Ngozi, who is also the wife of the producer, said to me that, you can actually play the part of this guy in that movie. But we don't have enough money and we don't know who to fill in. But you look the part. So I said, okay, but I'm not an actress. He said, but you can do it. So I accepted to help them out. I didn't know I was helping out myself though. So when they were shooting a scene in my house, and so we were asked to go into the room, and on action, we both step out of the room. Yeah. So while we were in the room waiting for action, I stood there, I was a bit nervous, that was my first movie. And Isaac looked at me. I sensed he was looking at me. I was a bit uncomfortable, somebody I don't know from Adam. So the next thing, he turned me around, pulled me to himself, and just grabbed me and kissed me. Then I pushed him back and I gave him a dirty slap on the cheek. And then he was like, what was that for? And I said to him,
I was getting into character. I mean, you know how these things roll. And I said, if you've been in a movie before.
And I said to him, what was that for? He said, babe, I'm getting into character.
And she just slaps me. I mean, come on, I was dazed.
So I said to him, look at the script. There is nowhere in the script where they said you should kiss me. He said, well, oh God. So that was how we started out. And after the movie, he came back to my house to apologize that he was sorry. So I said, no, he's all right. So he said, no, if you think and if you believe and if you know it's all right, let me take you on a date to make this up to you. So that was how we started, on a rough note.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in a nutshell, yes.
Okay, this is the first time I've heard this story. This is interesting, okay?
Really?
That's for the Black Love segment.
Oh, come on, Deborah. There's so much I haven't heard, Deborah.
Yeah, but I wanted to keep a secret for him. But I think it's about time to expose it after 23 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And you brought forth, besides a company, you have children?
Come again?
Besides a company, you have children?
Yeah. We waited for 13 years to have the first seed of this marriage. And his name is Chikamara Isaac Moses. He's upstairs doing his e-learning.
There we go.
We waited for 13 years. And in that 13 years, we were busy going about the continent and diaspora. Like when we came to Charleston, we didn't have a baby at the time. Yeah.
How is that hunting? I know how I feel when I touch each new ground, and we're about to see and feel cousins, and that thing where even if you're not looking for it, you're subconsciously looking for a similar rhythm or a taste that is there, or features in the walk or in just the presentation of others. When you've touched in so many places, how many times has there been, oh, wait a second, I've seen your twin in this country or that country or the other? Just how much alike are we? You've touched more. I just have the New York City version. Talk to me.
Truly, that happens a lot. I tell you, okay, let me just start from nearby Nigeria. When we go to Ghana, I don't get to pay tourist price for anything. Because when you come in, they say tourists this side, Ghanaians this side. So when I ask them, they say, if you're not a Ghanaian, if you don't have a Ghanaian passport, go to this side. And then those of you that are Ghanaians come. So I go to the other side, believing that I have a Nigerian passport. And then the officials point me out and say to me, no, you get on this line, sister. You are from here. I go there, and then Isaac stays on the other side. Do this to me all the time.
Honestly,
in Ghana.
They make me pay tourist price and make me pay local fee.
Yes. And they speak the language to me. And I say to them that, oh, well, I grew up in Nigeria, so I don't speak my language. Okay, now I come to like even in the US, we've had a family host us because they say the woman said I look like her sister's daughter. Isn't that you? And I'm like, hello. She said, no, you have foreign accent. Where are you from? I said, Nigeria. She said, no, but you look so much like, she calls the name and then say I must follow them home and all of that they need to see me so I can see. You know, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Even with Isaac, you know, it's reoccurring. So sometimes I feel like I have twins all over the place.
Oh, yes.
You know,
oh, yes.
Some say okay, there's this one that your friend who said that I look exactly like the sister who lives in England.
That's right.
So I just feel like, oh my God.
You look like so many people.
Is it that my father was distributing some seeds all over the place? But then the guy never really traveled out of Nigeria.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Which country, which destination, and you've flown in and sailed in and all that, which one of them made you really see the impact, the residue, the next flow of what Middle Passage and the transatlantic slave trade has done? It's like this mixed thing. I've been with others in Trinidad, and we're like, if it didn't happen, we wouldn't be all over the diaspora with so many different flavors of the motherland. And it's the hardest pot to fill from, but that spirit, you know, it's bittersweet. But there's just some things that, which one of these destinations that you got there and say, wait a second, I know where you came from.
When we went to Barbados, for instance, we blended in. First of all, Barbados was founded by an Igbo man.
So we heard.
And I'm Igbo. Isaac is Igbo. We are from the Igbo tribe of Nigeria. So when we were in Barbados, people just assume we're from there. You know, they just assume we're from there. I didn't feel like a foreigner. I've never been to any of the islands where I felt like I'm a foreigner, no. It's only when I speak, they say to me, oh, wow, where are you from? You know, so, and I have to say something about this, the transatlantic slave trade, which it hurts me that happened. It hurts me deeply, especially the way it happened. But on the flip side, it's okay that Africa is claiming other places. We have our people all over the places. Then on the other hand, I am not happy that all of us are in all of these places are not connecting, doing business together, doing stuff together. I mean, you can have like 10 children and have this your child here, that one there, but the sisters and brothers always connect. They always have a time they come home. They always have a time they connect. So the thing that hurts me most about it is the way it happened, the way our forefathers suffered, you know, because the truth is that it's the best of us that was taken out. They didn't come here looking for the weak ones.
No way.
They got the best, creme de la creme of Africa is what we have out there. The strong ones.
Oh, yes.
Those that have skills.
Those that could survive the transatlantic torture.
Yes, and those that can add value, those that can help them create the new world.
That's right.
That's what they took out of Africa. So when you take that many people from a continent,
you stunt their growth.
You stunt their growth.
Oh, yes.
So in as much as you guys are over there feeling bad, we are here stunted. So for us to be whole and complete, we need the broken part of us. We need it back in some form. It needs to come back. Okay? And then for us here in Africa, I still feel bad because a lot of us, the best of us, is still being taken out. If you're a medical doctor and you're doing very well here in Africa, they still come and fetch you.
Yes.
Even when they don't come for you, you apply to go to them. What's wrong with us? Why can't we just stay back and build on us and develop us so they can come and visit and go? Africa has the best weather. Africa has the best land. The juices of this world is right here in Africa.
Natural resources.
The natural resources of this world is
no earthquakes.
I mean, so other people of the world really envy Africa. But you see, you cannot have Africa without Africans.
It's hard.
We need our brothers that are out there. See, a lot of you out there are busy feeling sad about how our forefathers, it's not just your forefathers, they're my forefathers. My uncles were sold. Your great grandfather, they're related to me. We have a bloodline. Go do your DNA. You find out you're either Igbo, Yoruba, or Akan, or whatever, but you're from here. So you are my direct relation.
Yeah.
Family.
When some of us are out there feeling bad that the slave trade happened, you start blaming it on Isaac and myself. If it was me, I wouldn't sell you.
That's right.
Because I know better. All I'm asking is, let's connect. Let's forget about what our forefathers have done. Let's do better so that when our children and great-great-grandchildren remember you and I, they will be happy for what we did to correct the wrongs of those that came before us. But if we do nothing positive about it and we wallow in self-pity, then it will never change. This is the time to change it. And that's why Goge Africa set out on that journey first to showcase that Africa is beautiful, to showcase that every African, no matter where you are, you should raise your head high, shoulder high, and be proud of who you are, because you're from the most solid continent, the first creation, God's own first creation, before others followed.
That's right.
That's what Goge Africa is all about. And we're still sending our hands out. Let's connect, please.
Yes.
What a powerful message. Wow. Yeah, that's so powerful.
Over here, because I'm speechless. Thinking you didn't get to go to Abiaketo in
when you were in Jamaica, right?
And there's a place in Nigeria called Abia. I never say it correctly. Abiakuta.
Yeah.
Abiakuta. See, now y'all let me say it correctly. Abiakuta. There is a garden in Westmoreland that was created by the 300. See, that's that mixture, because some came enslaved and some came indentured. And in the midst of that measure, that's where Jamaicans, of course, I got to accept the cola nut during the Igbo celebration here in Charleston, because yes, Jamaicans, we know we got that piece there. And then we have that's there. It's a great garden. Then on the other side, you have some Bakongo. It just never stops. It's the other day, I'm like, what is Ibibio? Ibibio? And then Ibibio. And then I'm watching Nollywood, and one guy says to the other, he says to the girl, what's your name? And she pronounces it in such a way, oh, Ibibio, you are my people. I'm like, look at God. See, Nollywood does it for me.
Yeah, Brenda and I are big Nollywood people. Okay, that's
Nollywood does it for me.
I love Nollywood.
We know which ones. That's why Mo Adubo love her, because she's taking care of Ebony Life on, and she takes me to the East, because everybody doesn't always go to the East. See, it's like you got to figure out, am I going to Calabar this time? Which channel do I get to watch that'll take me around Nigeria?
Yeah, the Carnival Calabar is a great one. Yeah. It's the longest street party in Africa.
Now, do you know that a lot of us are busy trying to copy other people's culture, believing and deriding the beauty of our culture? You see, when I watch Black people on the wrong way, looking so skinny, and trying to be what they are not, I flash back to, you talked about Ibibio. Do you know in that culture, in the ethic, you need to get into the fattening room.
Oh yes, so you can get fat, in the right places.
In the culture of the ethnic people,
the Ibibios
as well, when you're getting ready as a young girl you're getting ripe for marriage. They give you education, African education on how to be a woman, how to be a wife, how to be a mother. Now, your mother, your aunties, and sometimes even your grandma will tend to you. They teach you how to do everything from cooking to how to take care of your body as a woman, how to take care of your man, what you call bedmatics. You have to learn it from your own parents. Your mother will teach you bedmatics, if you know what I mean. And how to attend to your child. They tell you things about parts of your body and what they are meant to be and how to use them and utilize them and how to. So all that education you're given at home, and while you're taking that education, they are using native herbs and stuff to polish your body, give you the necessary kind of bath and massage, groom you. It's kind of traditional grooming, and then feed you the right meal and make sure they fatten you up a bit so you'll be robust like a real African woman.
So you would have meat in the right places, flesh in the right places.
Fleshing you up a bit, so you look like the real Amazon that you are, a real queen that you are. So by the time you're ready for marriage, they bring you out on the day your husband to be, the people are coming to see you, and you come out looking like you'll be shining and looking so all radiant and beautiful. So for me, that is the beauty of a true African woman. But I am so surprised that a lot of us go into starvation so that you can lose the weight and be all skinny, having your bone structures coming up like a skeleton. And some of us, when you're not looking like that, you feel that you're not beautiful. Who twisted your mind? Who told you you're not beautiful the way you are? Who told you that your black skin is not the best? You're beautiful with melanin? What are we talking about? A lot of us are so twisted. I don't even know where to start.
You went to one thing, the skin and melanin. One of the biggest things I saw in Jamaica that freaked me out, and I understand you have it on the bleaching.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the psychology behind it, and how did the psyche get that hurt that you continually hiding yourself from the sun? I don't get it. How
I think it was
it's called colonialism. When you are colonized, it's not just a physical thing. It's a mental thing, and it stays with you almost like forever. I'm saying almost forever because even as I speak, as much as my Africanness exudes, you can feel it. I still have a little bit of that because it takes time for it to go away.
Yes, we all do.
Look at me. I call myself educated. My education is, what sort of education do I have? It's Western education, because I had to be validated by those that validate people of the world. Yeah. I had to go to the university. Which history did I study? Primary, secondary school. It is the history of the West. I had to read up my Chaka Zulu stories. I had to read up my Oduduwa stories. I was not taught all of that in school. History in school did not teach me about me. History in school did not teach me about my great-grandfathers and how powerful they were.
As a matter of fact, a lot of places in Africa were discovered, according to history books, by white men.
Exactly. So when I read the history,
white missionaries.
There's a history that told me that my River Niger that I cross each time I need to touch home in the village was discovered by a white man, Mongo Park. So I was like, hey, where was my great-great-grandfather that he didn't see this river? They were drinking from this river before this man sailed to come to Africa to discover it. How can you discover a river that has been there before you were even born as Mongo Park? Tell me. So when history distorts your mind, and then when you write your exams, you have to say in that your paper that your grandmother's backyard was discovered by a white man that came to visit less than 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So do you know what that does to your psyche? History needs to be rewritten. That's why it is called history. It is history. His, not mine. So we need to start writing my story. That's what Goge Africa is doing. Goge Africa is writing my story. I'm telling my story, my way, from my perspective.
That's right.
Because nobody can tell me about me. I can tell you about me. Now, the mistake Africans and diasporic community, all of you and all of us are making is that we refuse to tell our own story. And when you refuse to tell your own story, others will tell your story for you. And they make exams based on their criteria.
That's right.
So we continue with history, his story.
I love y'all.
So tell me what. Yes. Oh, you, Brenda. I know you.
I love them.
Yes. Yeah. These are the best.
This is what we need to hear. This is what they're not.
Yes.
This is what we're not having. These one-on-one. You know, right now I wish we were live. I really did, because they don't understand that we're not having these conversations. Folks, it gets me that folks make trips and it's their pilgrimage. And you know what, my pictures and my videos, it's a private moment. I'm like, are you crazy? I'm ready to land with 5 cameras, a GoPro, and you know, external hard drive so I can get it all, so I can bring it to them. Because across the board, there are some who are young who says, okay, I'm woke. But how, quote unquote, what is woke? You're not woke until you really go touch some land. I told them that before I could go to the motherland, I needed to return to Jamaica. In returning to Jamaica, I'm gonna give you a slight little history. I'm a 30-year Leo. So there's some things that I may see that I get confused. You can go to Oshogbo, you can go to Osun, you can go to Ogun, then on the other side, somebody says it's fetish. I'm like, make up your mind, because in Cuba it's Santeria. In Haiti is Voodoo. In Jamaica it's Kumina. In Brazil is Candomblé. We are maintaining that spirit connection in dealing with our ancestors. But I had to go to Jamaica. When I got there, I'm like, oh, wait a second. This is more direct than I thought. That it's there. And then you're saying here, listen, come connect. But you're saying connect in such a way that doesn't say, come to my party. You didn't even say come to my carnival. You said come home.
Yeah, we like that. We like that.
Forgetting that we're family.
Yes, we like that.
We just you know, our spice just blended a little differently in that part of the cake. No cake mixture is perfect. But each slice comes out with just a little different flavor and a similar undertone.
Sure.
And some of the moves, we were talking with Donna Ray from Rock Factory the other day. She said, listen, within our Jamaicanness, you see our Africanness. That's why when I got here, I was born in London, but they sent me to Jamaica for 7 years. It's what molded and made me. If I had been raised in Brooklyn from 7 to 14, I wouldn't be in this seat right now with you. My perspective of what the diaspora is and my connection to it would be totally different. That's why I love my white clothes from head to toe. I love when we walk in a Sunday, it's connecting the dots across the diaspora, because the children of the diaspora come together then. But we can't get everybody to come to that party.
Well, it is about raising the consciousness, because keep in mind, I was raised in Brooklyn from that.
But you're coming from here, another piece of the diaspora.
Yes.
Your foundation came in different.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So I wanted to find out. So we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. I don't want to. And I hate to do that. We may have to come together again at some point. But a couple of things about what ideas can you offer to young people that want to start a business? I mean, you folks are entrepreneurs. You had a creative idea and you kind of figured out how to make it work for you. What can you offer to people on your side, as well as people on this side of the Atlantic that have creative ideas and want to start a business, that want to connect, that want to do business with Africa, that kind of, want to figure some things out?
as your site says, the 21st century tourism entrepreneur.
Right.
You know, COVID knocked out the training, but come on, you can give it to us online. Drop the link and let them pay for it.
Yes, it's the same for the young folks here in Africa and in the diaspora. If you wish to start a business, becoming an entrepreneur, you have to be determined. Just know it from the onset that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be without challenges.
Right.
First, choose a business that, even without money, you love it. If you're going to business strictly for the money, then you might have a problem. The issue is, whatever business you want to embark in, you just have to love it. Have a passion for it, be passionate about it, be determined, be focused. And that way, whatever challenges come your way as you progress, you'll be able to deal with it. But it will be easier to deal with it. Otherwise, honestly, challenges abound everywhere. But what sees you through all the challenges is the passion that you have for your business. And then, of course, you apply other basic rules.
Basic rules was the last thing we heard.
Oh, okay. The basic rules was the last thing.
Okay. Yes, like I was saying, a young man who wishes to start business and be a business entrepreneur, you just have to be passionate about the business you chose to embark upon. There's going to be challenges, that is for sure. But if you are passionate about the business, you will be able to overcome the challenges, because certainly there would be challenges. Now, another thing again is to be focused, because there's going to be distractions here and there. So if it's all about the money, you try it for a couple of years, the money isn't rolling in, you try some other things and the money isn't rolling in. Once you are consistent, you'll be known for a particular, for your passion, and then the money will begin to come in. But if you're going into business strictly for the money, honestly, there's going to be a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, yes.
Yeah. Then, my take also, what he said is, I totally agree with that. In addition to that, my Goge Africa experience tells me that nobody will put their money on your dream. Nobody.
No.
People don't do that. So you have to, when you start whatever it is you want to do, like he said, it has to be something that you are really interested in. You have to be dedicated. Dedication.
So you can weather the storm.
So you have to be, if you do it a little bit here, a little bit there, you have to be dedicated. You can have something by the side that gives you a little money, but you put it back into what you believe in. If we didn't believe in Goge Africa, we would have left it longest time ago. But the only thing that has sustained it is that passion that we have. And why people respect the brand Goge Africa is we have been consistent over the years. We never deviated from the vision, or the passion never ran dry. Even with all the challenges that came with it, we stuck on it. So if you're starting a new business, give it a lot of time to nurture it. Give it a lot of time for it to grow. It will not happen overnight. But then I tell you, the other thing you have going for you is that you have the internet.
Yeah.
Get on the internet. Train yourself. There are lots of free trainings out there. Start with the free trainings so that you get hands-on experience. As you're training yourself in the field you're interested in, you're experimenting with your own business and you're growing. Then enlarge your network. Hang around people who do what you do. If you want to go into tourism, look for tourism groups around you, physically and virtually. Hang around them, you learn a lot from them. Look for mentors within the industry you want to play in. Don't be in tourism and go and join association of medical practitioners. You won't get it there. So then, so you take advantage of the internet. That's one thing we didn't have going for us when we were coming up. So that way, it's easy for you to connect. So those are some of the advice I have to give. But please don't give up, because quitters never win.
Yeah.
Once you quit, whatever experience you've gathered in the past, whatever time you have put in and money is all wasted. So don't quit. When it gets tough, that's when the tough gets going.
That's right.
So what is the future looking like for Goge Africa, and how can the public connect with Goge Africa?
Well, for me, Goge Africa is looking brighter than the sun. I say that confidently because Isaac and Nneka, both of us here, have worked very hard to bring to Goge Africa where it is now. But what we have just seen happening right before us is that a lot of people have keyed into what we have built. A lot of people have keyed into our platform and network. And what they're trying to do now is to expand the frontiers of Goge Africa. The next phase we have gone into and we are going into, and it's good that you're giving us this platform to talk about it, is Goge Africa with the online platform we are setting up now. A Jamaican can present Goge Africa from Jamaica and tell us what Jamaica has got to offer and talk about the connection of Jamaica to the motherland and upload it onto our platform. So Africans, so even if COVID-19 is holding us from going to see each other, or even if finances is holding us back, we can always connect online.
Virtually.
And that online connection will help us build the bridge that will bring us together physically. So what we have now is brand ambassadors of Goge Africa. We're still calling for more people to come on board with us.
I want to be one. I want to be one.
So you can, from wherever you are, record whatever is going on in your community.
I got you.
She's perfect.
Yeah, and send it to us, upload it. Some of it we download and put in the program and show it on terrestrial television here in Africa and still have it online.
Yeah.
So Goge Africa, people from Ethiopia can showcase Ethiopia by themselves. You no longer have to wait for Isaac and Nneka to come and record it and come back and edit it and put it on air. All of us are working together on the same wide network of Goge Africa. So everybody is an ambassador of Goge Africa. And that's the future of Goge Africa.
Yes, sign me up. We signing up Kevin Scott straight out of Jamaica because we were talking about virtual Jamaica. Oh, I'm ready. And I got Gullah Geechee Nation stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Stop on the Gullah Geechee.
Yeah.
And I got some Trinidad and I got some Ecuador. Woo!
And I have to say, when I was in Jamaica some months ago, now I've been to Jamaica a bunch of times over the years, a bunch of times. But this time when I went and I called Brenda and I said I want to come to Jamaica, and she said because she was there and she hooked me up with a place. I got to go up into the hills and in the bush, places I have never been in Jamaica, and I sent you some of those pictures. And so she has some of the best footage of Jamaica that people don't even see. So she would be an amazing ambassador. I vouch for her. She would be an amazing ambassador. Yeah, because she's serious. She takes care of business, so she has some of the best footage. That would be amazing.
It's a pleasure,
We just want to use the African platform to showcase more of Africa, whether on the continent or in the diaspora.
Yeah.
So we're calling everybody, wherever you are.
Let's hook up.
Just bring it on.
I got chills. Woo! It's GogeAfrica.tv across the board. Goge Foundation.
Boom, 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 boom.
Plus, what I want to do is I want to put it in print. That's what I like to do. I want to bring these stories to another kind of place and another kind of way. So I want to, do some of the oral histories and of people and I have another whole thing that I like to do. But any parting thoughts? You've said so much and it's been so powerful.
I'm telling you.
I am so grateful and thankful to you for doing this for us. It's going. This is an important session. Any parting thoughts that you'd like to leave us with? One of the things I want to say. One of my issues is that I find that a lot of people over here, and I'm going to speak for African Americans. I find the young people, when I talk to them about, well, you need to travel to Africa. I don't know which country. You can pick a country. They basically say something like, well, I can't afford it. And that I find that disturbing, because
what did they say? I didn't get that.
They can't afford it.
I find that disturbing, because I think there's you have to figure out a way to make it happen.
You can't leave yet. Hang on, you can't leave yet. You know why? We've got Shelly Ann.
The question I need to ask is, what has traveling taught you, and why do you recommend it? I mean, we've been talking about that all along, but I mean, let's hone in on it specifically.
You want to take first? One thing I've learned in traveling is that human beings are the same wherever you go.
Okay.
That's number one.
Yeah.
And the number two is, I also learned that no matter where you go, even if you don't understand the language of the people, you see the power of a smile. Smiling has no language.
Hey.
Yeah.
It cuts across.
That's right.
That much I know too. And another thing that traveling has taught me, it has humbled me a lot, because you might think you've seen it all. The more you travel, the more educated you become.
That's right.
Because I think travel is actually the best form of education. You see, when people don't travel, they just don't know.
And when you travel, you get to see how similar people around the world are.
That's true. And also, for me, travel is a very beautiful form of therapy. When I don't travel for a month, honestly, I fall ill when I don't travel for a month. So, travel is a good form of therapy. Travel is travel teaches you how to interact. If you don't know, you will learn.
And it also teaches you to be tolerant.
Travel teaches you.
Yes, you get to appreciate other cultures. You get to see that, look, you get to see how similar you are with other people when you travel. And you learn to respect their culture, and respect begets respect.
Right. So are you finding that a lot of Nigerians, young Nigerians, are they moving around? Are they traveling? Are you finding that, or
talking about Nigerians, Nigerians naturally are restless people. We love to travel.
Travel a lot.
Nigerians are restless. We love to travel. We're very adventurous. We like to discover. So especially from southern part of Nigerians travel a lot. So, and young Nigerians love to travel. We have a lot of backpackers in Nigeria, student travelers, who would leave the university. They want to go hiking on Oluma Rock. Impacted positively on the youths of Africa, especially Nigerians who watched us grow. And some of them grew up watching our show. So you've shown them places that they really want to go and explore.
Oh, yes.
And we've also taught them that you can explore. It's good to explore. It's okay to explore. So
it's adventurous.
Our adventure has impacted positively on them, and a lot of them are really traveling more than they would have if there was.
Besides Nigeria, what is because I know that's the most fascinating place of all on the earth, of course. But besides Nigeria, what is the most fascinating place that you've been to on the continent of Africa?
Oh my God!
Hold on a second. I want to hear the answer to this question first.
Shelly, I don't know if Shelly heard the question.
Okay, hi
Shelly. Hi to the folks, and then we're going to pick the question.
Good morning.
Oh, hello.
Go ahead, Shelly. Introduce yourself.
I'm bringing you some minty from Jamaica.
Hello. We're good.
Okay. Everyone is good?
I was in Ocho Rios last year.
Yes, Ocho Rios.
Nice. Ocho Rios.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah, We did.
We did.
We just spent a day. We spent a day, and then we came on a cruise ship.
Oh,
Deborah,
wonderful.
you were on that tour.
Yeah, they got to come in and land the next time and take space. Introduce yourself real quick, and then we get back to that hot question Deborah just posed.
All right, sure. So I'm just an African princess living in the land of sunshine, based in the East. I'm based in St. Thomas, and I love everything that has to do with Blackness. So let's engage and talk.
And she's a journalist.
And she's a what?
And she's a what?
Deborah, please share our details with her.
Yeah.
I definitely will. Because Shelly Ann, but Shelly Ann, what is she? What's your position? What does she do again?
Okay, so the government says I'm a journalist. I'm a cultural worker. I'm also an arts manager, so I do tour service management in terms of where persons want to go to experience Jamaica. And right, and I'm creating stories of seniors. So I run my own Golden Designs company in which I teach seniors how to draw, sew, crochet, and just creating the stories of centenarians.
Wow, that's so cool.
Being with a 105-year-old woman.
Oh, yeah.
Someone like you should be on that.
She's really contributing to the growth of the diaspora community, too.
And Africa.
She'll make a great brand ambassador for Goge Africa.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is the most fascinating place that you've traveled to on the continent of Africa? I know you've been to quite a few countries. What is, what's the most fascinating, the most interesting place you visited, or the most different, or the most unexpected?
Okay, Deborah.
Got it? Okay.
When you talk about where is the most fascinating, you see, that's quite relative. Where fascinates me might not fascinate him or you. But I'll tell you something. It's hard to say it's here or there. But I'm going to pick bits and pieces of what really blew my mind in some of the places we've been to. Now, if I start with Ethiopia, Ethiopia is a land that it's a land of mosaic of cultures. It's a place that when you go to from east to west, north to south, you'll never be bored. You see, there's this place you went to where the culture of they pull out your lips and it becomes so wide, and they put the ring around it, and then your ears. You see, these people are beautiful in their own right, and they're so honorable. One thing we have in Africa, the real authentic Africa, is honor. Now, Ethiopia, when they give you their history, there was food that was served, and it happens to be raw meat. It was minced and it was spiced. And when they served this food and we looked at it, we felt, oh, this is not cooked. They said to us, that is the way it is supposed to be. When they gave us the history behind this meat, it's because back in the day when there was war, when their soldiers are in the bush, when they try to roast meat to eat, the smoke gives us the signal that somebody is there, and they come and they kill them off.
It gives away their location, the smoke.
So what they now do is they kill the meat and eat it raw. So over time, that became part of their heritage. So that blew my mind. I said, so this is how cultures and heritage and all of that are formed and are passed down.
So when they have important visitors, they serve you raw meat. They're called kitfo.
Yes, it becomes part of the meal that you're giving. That is the way they show you that you're so appreciated.
So special.
And so special. Now, for the Ethiopian person, a visitor is like an angel from God. So by culture, they are mandated to give you the best of what they have. They treat you right. They give you everything that they have. No holding back. So that is on the one part. Now you go to the Maasais of Kenya, and if you ever tried spending a weekend, a true Maasai warrior, you may have to drink cow blood. you may have to jump higher than they make you jump. You see, they're very tall, lanky. They're one of them, the Ethiopians, and I don't know.
They're so elegant.
They're so elegant. They're so graceful. You understand? You look at them, you just see that grace that goes with the name Africa. Okay? And they okay, look at the kind of things you see in Kenya.
Yes.
It's so beautiful. Do you know I prefer this to gold? Now, you come to, help me out, guy. You come to, let's say to Ghana, Gold Coast, for instance.
Oh yes.
When in Ghana is where you know that a woman is a queen, a true queen, a real queen that has her kingdom under her. You see men bow to her. Okay? Just like the Queen of Sheba. In Ghana till tomorrow, you still have kingdoms where,
and she's carried,
when they carry her, she won't walk on the floor. You see hefty men.
She's carried,
her, and she's seated there on her throne,
yes,
clad with gold and kente. That is when you look at her, you see that you wouldn't want to be anything short of a real African woman, a queen. That is, you see her impersonified, not in the history book. I'm talking about today, modern day Ghana.
You see queenship. Her queenly elegance personified.
Like a goddess.
Yes.
These are the things I see. I just feel proud to be African. When somebody asks me, where would you want to come from if you were coming back to life again? I say, I have to be an African. I can't be anything else.
But I tell you what, Africa is so diverse. I recalled our visit to nature.
The Table
Mountain, when you're up there.
The clouds on the mountain are like a tablecloth.
Exactly. You feel as if your head is in the cloud. It's such a beautiful sight and experience. Africa is beautiful.
I don't even know where to start talking. Or is it Cameroon? Or do I talk about Cotonou here? That is Republic of Benin. Do you know that Republic of Benin is one place you go? There's a place called Gamve. You take a speedboat about 20-25 minutes into the sea.
Yes.
You see a community that lives on water. All their houses are built on stilts.
Yes.
They don't have land.
No.
So children there learn to swim. They don't learn to walk. So
They
don't need to know how to walk. So sometimes when you see them come to town, when they walk like crabs.
And you know what brings them to town? They go to town to sell fish and buy other foodstuff from the land. And go back to their home on the water.
And then you talk about the history that brought them there. They were fleeing from war in the 14th or 15th or 18th, I don't know what century now.
Yeah, it's a long time.
In order to escape war, intertribal, I'm sure some of them were fleeing from the colonial masters as well. So they went and settled on sea. Imagine the technology that they used to be able to live on sea, And my God, it's so exhausting. Gambia. Oh my God, we were the guest of the president of the Gambia in 2006.
Yes, 2005.
Was 2005?
It was then Alhaji AJJ Jammeh was the president of the Gambia,
exactly.
And we were his personal guest, and he had a safari all to himself, and we were privileged to take a walk in the safari and see the animals.
We went in there. I saw crocodiles, different animals. But what tripped me the most about our visit to Kenya is that they are so similar to Nigeria. The festival there was hosting about, I think, 12 or 15 African countries.
Yes.
It was at that festival that I met people from Mauritania, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal. And the African music I heard at that festival still blows my mind till tomorrow.
Music?
The masquerades that I saw. These are memories that will just last forever with me. Even when I die, I still remember it. So there are reasons to go to different parts of Africa.
Oh yes.
Is it the beach side? Is it the food? The food parties.
The culinary culture. The culinary culture is an entirely different experience.
But
if you love food adventure.
But then, Zach, if you remember, but for everywhere we've been to in Africa, you see the smile and the hug.
Yes.
Africans will see you.
The Ubuntu.
Africans don't shake hands, please.
They hug.
Africans hug. When they are not hugging you, then they are kneeling down to greet you because you're a queen. Or that, oh my God.
But COVID-19 is trying to stop all that. But
whoever developed COVID-19 has developed a monster that they want to use to destroy part of our culture. Because social distancing is not African.
It ain't working because with the diaspora connection.
I call it physical distancing. There's nothing social about that.
At all.
It's physically, we're distancing ourselves from each other because of coronavirus. That thing will not destroy our culture. Our ancestors will destroy it. God, my prayer.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful.
Okay, I always want to know what's the one thing, the similar thing about Jamaica and Africa that stands out for you, the similarity.
One thing is the people, we look the same.
Oh, yes.
If you don't talk, I will think you're from my village. If I don't talk, you think I belong to you too.
That's true.
So one thing is that we look alike. I don't see any difference.
And Jamaica is very welcoming to visitors.
Yes, they are.
I experienced that in Ocho Rios.
And then the food, we have a lot of similarities in food. What you guys call your dumpling could as well be our akara or puff. Yeah. And then your goat curry is the same. We prepare rice the way we prepare rice.
Oh yes.
The plantain, the similarities are more than whatever it is that pull us apart.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you so much. And listen,
wow.
George, hello.
You are Goge Africa.
You are Goge Africa.
And Goge Africa.tv. And
you are sisters there, Deborah and
Deborah, don't you forget your name now. You are Ifoma. Ifoma means good thing. Yeah. You keep doing the good thing. Bringing us on this show is a good thing. Starting off your magazine to document Africa's culture, diaspora on the continent is a good thing. I told you many years ago that you're a good thing. Ifoma.
You did.
Thank you for bringing us on this show. Thank you so very much.
Oh, I love you so much.
Thank you.
Give me this last little blurb on your need for Goge Africa brand ambassadors.
Thank you. You're welcome.
How do they get in touch with you to be Goge Africa brand ambassadors?
Send us an email, info@gogeafrica.tv, or go to any of our social platforms and just send us an inbox and we'll respond.
Thank you. Thank you. Merci. This has been amazing. And I'm going to chop it up and have it all over the place.
Thank you so much.
My Africa, my people, all over the world, I love you. We need to connect.
See, there we are. All
Asante, my sister from Jamaica. If you don't come home, I'm going to come get you.
Well, you got to remember, when you touch ground this time, you got to leave the boat. And you got to come and be on the ground for a while. Trust me. You see the sign says around Jamaica in 7 days. I've done that. And it can be amazing because I'm sure once you hit the west, or even if you hit the east, you get a touch of Kumina and a touch of revivalist and come down on the other end and hit a cave or two and there's places and spaces to be that you can't do it from that boat, baby.
No.
Come on.
Come on.
No, we
have to trot land.
Touch the ground.
Oh, yes. Yeah, man.
And sleep over.
No problem. We got you.
Thank you.
All righty.
Love you all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.
This has been amazing.
Yes.
I feel like I
Don't mind, it doesn't really run out.
You just have to look out of the studio.
I got somebody here, Tracy.
There we go.
Tracy.
Hi.
Hi there.
I'm good.
Hi.
She's also a writer.
See, there we go.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm a writer as well. I'm a writer from Jamaica.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm a writer from Nigeria. So I will put the link to my book on Amazon in the chat so you can see.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Included in what?
And I'll send you a couple of my links.
Okay.
When
Nice to meet you.
I get all links, I make good ending trailers because trust me, all the website stuff will go through, the book pieces will go through, whatever else you got it up. This has been amazing, and I'm unbelievably happy with it. I want them in full frame because I'm going to steal that screenshot later. Bam, there you go. It's been amazing because we're truly sitting here connecting the dots across the diaspora. It's like, it don't get no better than this.
Thank you. You all made it all look so good. Thank you.
Man. Woo!
All right.
Everybody go home.
You guys rock.
Okay. Quick out.
We thank you. Look at that piece she's got on. Say look.
We are #1 on the continent. And now, we are back on the largest TV network in Africa. For 20 years, Goge Africa has been showcasing the best of Africa's heritage, culture, tourism, assets and investment opportunities for the world to see. Together with NTA, we'll bring to millions of Nigerian homes and a global audience 2 decades of pulsating excitement and unforgettable adventure captured from over 3 million kilometers of travel across the continent and beyond. Goge Africa says a warm welcome as you join us every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. on the network service of the NTA. Goge Africa, a celebration of Africa's heritage.